There is that nagging feeling. We wake up one day and we're just like, is this really my life? And often it happens in our 30s and 40s, and maybe we're continuing to wake up to that nagging, almost like scratching on the inside feeling. And this is not a crisis, it's not life falling apart. It just means that you have ended up in a space, in a place where you thought you were meant to be, and all of a sudden you look around yourself and you go, it's not what I thought it would be, right? This is not how I imagined myself feeling. And that is a very familiar feeling for most of us. And there is a quiet yearning for more. We're expecting something more from life. And if this is you, stay with me. I've gone through the process and I coach people who are on a similar journey and are also going through this process. This usually turns into confusion because from the outside, everything looks like it should, right? Maybe we're in an apartment that we wanted, we're in a relationship, a stable job. And then we feel guilty for not being content with this, not being happy, not being satisfied. And I did exactly this. I had all the things, I had the job, I was a well-paid manager in London, I had lots of friends, I was going out, doing all the things that you're supposed to do at this age. Still, I wasn't happy and I thought, is it really going to continue this way? And I realized I'm living someone else's life. I'm living the life that 20-year-old or 15-year-old me wanted, and I'm not living the life I want for myself now. Also, I'm living a life that's expected of me from society, from parents, from your community around you, that this is how life is supposed to look like. So we just kind of trot along and go ahead with it. But usually there's that discrepancy of the expectations and what we truly want within. So how should we navigate this? How are we going to move through this? Well, let's understand that the life that we put in place for ourselves is based on the person that we used to be. And it's a good sign that you feel like this is not mine anymore. It means that you developed, you've grown, you learned, you changed, and you're in a different place now. Maybe different things are important to you. It's a great opportunity to open up the space to understand where you are now. And it might be that there's more people involved in this. Maybe you have a partner and you feel obligated. Again, likely they are going through something very similar. So be open, be honest, and start with yourself and see what happens. And we should ask some questions here so we have a really good starting point of how we can move forwards. I love starting any coaching journey with some really important questions around what makes us excited, what makes us inspired, what makes us come alive, and what parts are not generating those feelings. So adapting a very simple energy audit to understand how we're feeling at different points in the day and in the week can be super helpful. It's not about tearing anything down. It's not about stop doing something immediately and start fresh again. And it's definitely not about blaming ourselves or feeling guilty for doing things, but just simply asking ourselves, how inspired, happy, excited, motivated am I feeling right now on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being absolutely not, like don't like it at all, not giving me anything, and 10 being I'm feeling alive, I feel engaged, I feel elated, elevated, and all of those amazing feelings. So as you go through your week and your day, you will see where you are at the moment. So this might be different. What was exciting when you were 20-25 is unlikely going to be exciting when you're 35-40. Other questions that we tend to ask ourselves are very large, very big, and it doesn't actually help us. Questions like, what is my purpose? How can I be the most authentic self? what am I meant to do to make this life meaningful? Those can be so big, they become overwhelming, and we become very disappointed. Rather go into the everyday, the practical, and those larger questions do become apparent, and we do get our answer as we move through life. Again, I've gone through this process, and it's a beautiful process. Quite challenging, but beautiful. First, maybe instinct is to go and talk to friends. And whilst you should be honest and speak to those closest with you, I would always say be careful about the advice you're receiving, unless they are already on that path, kind of way ahead. They can probably relate to your feelings. But receiving advice from people will always be given from their perspective in response to their own feelings and their own experiences. It's so important that when you go through this process, you keep yourself as your frame of reference, and that you have the courage to ask yourself these questions and find the answers within you rather than pulling them from other people. It's always great to have a conversation, a discussion, or listen to gurus or leaders and so forth, but take it as inspiration. Don't take it as definite answers. Your answers are within you. So if you are in this moment of not feeling content, you want to find out more about how you can go forwards. The first steps is this energy audit, and start directing your attention and your focus and your activity and presence towards those areas which are giving you the higher numbers. This will make you feel more fulfilled. Now, there's so many more parts of finding out how you can turn your life around. A little bit more will come in more videos. More will come in more videos for sure. So make sure that you subscribe if this was resonating with you. And you can always book a free consultation with me. Just go to my website, shantyaroundtheworld.com, and I can help you start the process. No pressure, just a conversation about where you are and where you want to go.